So today I'm going to show you how to import questions generated from ExamView test generator. So I've created a test on ExamView, and so I'll bring up that test here. So here's my test. And as you can see, it has 4 multiple choice questions, and it has 4 short answer questions, which all pertain to this one passage. So what I do next is I click on File, the very first menu option, and click on Export. Or don't click, it'll just hover over, it'll open up this menu. And I want to choose the Blackboard 6.0 to 7.0 file format. So I click on Blackboard 6.0 to 7.0. Then I'm going to choose where on my computer or on my OneDrive where I want to save it. You might have a document folder with all your tests on it. For now, I'm just going to put it on my desktop and call it Spanish Test Chapter 1. Save. And then this is asking for where on ExamView you want to save it. So I'll call it the same thing, Spanish Test Chapter 1. And for this you need to fill out the name and the directory name, and I'll just call it the same thing, Spanish Test Chapter 1. Press OK. So then, if I go to my desktop, I'll see a zip file, or a compressed file, folder named Spanish Test Chapter 1. Then I go to Haiku. I'm going to create an assessment, and it's an exam. I'm going to title it Spanish Test Chapter 1 Example. You could put a description if you like. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to. Yes, you want a gradebook entry, and you could choose which category you want to put this into. Most likely your tests or assessments category, but you could choose a different category if you'd like. You can change the number of total points, or even make this an extra credit assignment. If you want to go a little further, you can organize it by grade level and subject. This is nice if you teach different subjects or different grade levels. Then I'm gonna skip that for now and click Next. Step 3 is the time limit. Yeah, I want it timed. So when they start it, it'll start counting down 30 minutes. They'll have 30 minutes to complete the test. I want to let them take it just one time, so I'll leave that there. For optional settings, I want to randomize questions. Yes, that will change the order of questions for each of the students. And I want to randomize answers in the multiple choice questions as well. So those first 4 these first 4 questions, not only will they be switched around, but the answer choices will also be switched around. And then, again, another optional setting is to require Safe Exam Browser or not. And then click Finish. So now I'm back in Haiku. In my Spanish Test Chapter 1 example. So what I've done up to this point, what you've done is you've created the test and you imported the questions into the assessments in Haiku, but now I need to add the questions to this test. So I click on Add Question, and then they're existing questions you've imported already, so you want to import questions. The first thing is to choose that file. So you need to remember where you stored it, where you saved it, and for me I saved mine on my desktop. and mine was, it was chapter test chapter 1, or Spanish test chapter 1. So open, click on it and open. Yeah, this is the same organize menu from before. I didn't fill it out before, I'll do it now. This is for my freshmen in my world languages class. I don't need to put any tags, that's okay. And I click upload. It says it might take a minute or two, so let me pause it right here. Okay, so that took about 30 seconds or so. And depending on the number of questions and our connection, it might take a little longer or shorter. So as you can see, 8 questions were imported, which is a good thing because I had 4 multiple choice questions, 4 short answer questions, so 8 total. So that 8 questions message is good. So you can view them. You can close this, but I want to view them because we still need to add them to the test. So click on View, and then you'll see the 8 questions. I want to add all of them to my test. And the cool thing about importing questions is they're now here for you to use again in another assessment. If you want to reteach or assess them on these questions, or do maybe a final test and use some of the same questions, or I might save these for later and make another test afterwards. So, but for now, just choose these all 8, and then so you can see I selected 8 questions. So I'm going to add selection to assessment. I already created the assessment, so I'm going to check or choose an existing draft assessment, which was called Spanish Test Chapter 1 Example. If you didn't do that, there's another ways, just doing it from here and creating a new assessment. Like I just said before, you might want to use some of the same questions but on a different assessment. So since it's already existing, I check that, I click Next. So yes, I want to insert all questions, and then I want to insert a section 1. I only created 1 section, and then click on Insert. So here we go, and I'll just review it real quick, make sure everything's right. So that looks good. You can go a little further and edit the sections, maybe call this one multiple choice questions, and then maybe create a new section and put these questions in that section and call it the open response or free response section, whatever it is. For this tutorial I won't do that, but now it's ready for publishing. If you're ready to publish this test and assign it, then you can go ahead and click on Manage Assessment and then Publish.